Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Distance Dilemma podcast. This is episode number 33. My name is Shaun, and I'm in Dublin, Ireland. This is Imran. He is in Thun, Switzerland. This is our long distance friendship podcast. Like I said, episode number 33. I've got a new camera set up here, and by new camera setup, I mean I haven't got my phone, so I've got to use my laptop's camera. And Imran's got a brand new camera setup that makes him look better, so we've swapped roles. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Imran, how are you, my friend?
Come on, lads. Come on, lads. Don't lie. This is class. Look at this. Look at this. If anyone that obviously is listening to this, basically for all the 32 episodes we were recorded before, I was basically filming in the back cave. It was completely black everywhere, very, very dark. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But now I'm in brightness and you can see me. I can move around and I've got stuff on the wall. It's not so plain anymore.
It's
So my
He's got a
mom
bit of
can stop giving out to
character
me.
to his
Yeah.
screen now, folks.
Yeah. I got vinyls on the wall, little pop things. So yeah.
I've
We're
gone
moving up in the world.
I've gone the opposite way. My
Yeah.
phone is currently broke, and I've got to use my laptop's camera. Now I still have a little. It's not as bad as your Batcave situation. My microphone's just over on the left hand side of me here, and you can kind of see my bookshelf still over here. You couldn't really see that in the other angle. Like I've got a bookshelf that
Yeah.
has stuff. Sunglasses, books, a book on a bookshelf. Are you for
Oh,
real? I
a
know.
reader.
Plot
A
twisted here.
reader.
But I've got lots of filing. I actually probably shouldn't point this out in case somebody wants to try and rob my house. So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's my car keys over there. There's the
Yeah. My
passwords to the
address is
safe.
on the back wall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I'm like always conscious about when I'm like doing my rehearsal vlogs. I was kind of like, shit, I need to like stop like actually putting my house in
Yeah.
those, like because people are
It's
gonna really
MTV
easily,
Cribs.
especially because I used to like film me on the bus route
Yeah.
before I started driving, like people could very easily figure out where I live. This is a really great way to kick. It's not like this is like 10 minutes deep into the podcast. This is like first click in, people are gonna figure out
Welcome
where I
to
live.
Find Our Nonce podcast.
Yeah, it's good to be
Yeah.
back, man. How
Good
are
to be
you?
back. I'm good. I'm good. Like a lot's happened in the month. Like I've had my uncle came over for a week. That was really nice. We had some crack with him. I'm going to Iceland in 2 weeks for a week. That's something also we need to talk about off camera. Before we started the podcast, me and Shaun basically just catched up for an hour and talked about our plans for the future and stuff like that, where the podcast is going and stuff, which we'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, no, I'm in good form. And also, if you don't know, it's my birthday today, so let's
I
all sing
wasn't
happy
sure
birthday to
whether
you,
we
man.
wanted to say that on the
It
podcast or
is
not.
it is what it is. Me and Shaun are known for not enjoying our birthdays that much, but it is what it is, folks. It's my birthday
Yeah,
today.
both of our birthdays have passed since we last recorded an episode. So
Mhm.
yeah, we're both a bit older, a bit
Older and
wiser, a bit
wiser.
hairier.
Yeah, well, the Harrier is definitely true.
Yeah.
Definitely true. And how have you been? How has your life been
It's
continuing
been
forward?
it's been busy as per usual, but in a good way. In a way, I was in Donegal for the first time a few weeks ago, and then I was in Bulgaria, and Chelsea lost 3 games of football, so that wasn't great, But other than that, very well. It was like I came back to work on Monday, and I got so much done, and I was like, you know what? Like I couldn't even like if I had the exact same day before, I wouldn't have got through all this because I was just mentally like so exhausted. And we went on a sun holiday and sat by the pool for, a week and a bit and just done absolutely sweet fuck all. And it was brilliant. That's exactly what we needed, and the weather was great as well. So, yeah, I love it. Donegal's class as well, by the way, lads.
Yeah, yeah,
Whole spot.
it's really underrated, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
you've been obviously, so yeah.
Yeah, I've been 2 or 3 times. Obviously, when I was growing up, I used to go to all the GA games with my uncle and stuff like that. So I'd spend a lot of time down there and then went on a holiday when I was with my mom there when I was younger. But it's a beautiful spot. People are
So
super
nice.
nice as well. And I think it's a bit underrated as well because it's very northern. So I think a lot of people miss it. A lot of us
Mm.
kind of seem to travel down south and to the coastline of the west of Ireland. So definitely you should explore the north more. I talked about this on previous podcasts, but I am looking forward to when I do return home to going on a road trip and traveling around a few places around Ireland because I think it is a beautiful country. Definitely more to be explored.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
I think
It's something
sun holidays are the
I'd
way
like to
forward
do.
though.
Something I'd like to do in my life is like say I've been to like all 32 counties because it's not
Yeah.
that hard to do
No,
realistically. Like if you do one a
we're in
year,
Ireland.
it's
We're
a
in
very
Ireland in the middle of
drivable
nowhere.
country. Sorry, I
It is.
interrupted you there, but you're
No,
saying
no,
at that
no.
point.
Yeah, no, I was just saying about after going to Turkey, like how important those fun holidays are. It's such like the relaxation as being an adult, it just hits 10 times more when you're working every single day and you get a break from daily mundane life. It's beautiful, beautiful.
But this is it, like, because at least in school you have your midterms and your summer holidays and that sort of stuff. Like once you get into the fucking tax paying world, lads, you don't get that sort of shit. Like it's like yeah, it's really exhausting. And like I was only thinking as well, like me and Simone haven't had like a holiday to ourselves in like nearly 3 years because we've been away since then. But obviously we were over with you guys,
Yeah,
which was lovely, great. But like it was still like you've more people there. In the year before that, we had gone away with two other friends on the couple's holiday as well. So like it had actually been a really long time since me and Simone actually just sat by a pool and done nothing and just totally like down tools, like because any other place we'd been, we're like showing people around, or in the case when we came over to you guys, we were being showed around and stuff, and you want to be there with people, like whereas like like there was one day where Simone was like, I'm going to the shops, and I was like, all right, bye, see you later. And I had nobody
yeah,
around me. Like it was the first time I had nobody around me in a while, like the whole like on holiday, and I don't know how long. Like it's just nice to have that like space. As much as I love Simone and stuff, but like it just meant we could just do our own thing instead of like working off other people's schedules or agendas, or what they wanted to do while they were away and stuff.
yeah. It's mad how much little time you actually have to yourself once you move into your partner. Stuff that you don't even realize. That's why I feel like it's also good to have like time with your partner, but also good to have time alone to do
Yeah,
things you
for sure.
like. And I feel like me and Nicola have been great at like getting that balance, especially like me, I'm really into gaming recently, and like her when she's watching her shows, what we'll do a lot of the time is she'll come in here and what she'll watch on her laptop, and I'm either playing on the PlayStation because like technically at least we're in the same space together. I think we both
Mm.
enjoy that as well. Obviously with work schedule, it's I was laughing about this because I was talking to one of the lads about it. You actually see your partner less once you start moving once you move in together because you're so out and about all the time. You're so busy with like adult life doing either meeting up with friends or you've got work and then you've got either football like we do every Wednesday and stuff like that. So there's like lots going on even behind the scenes that you mightn't even notice.
Yeah, for sure. Like I felt the exact same way. Like especially in like November, December last year. Like I literally went through a phase for a month where I saw Simone like twice a week.
Mm.
Which was less than like before we moved in together. But like I think like that's also the thing of like shifting priorities. Like whereas like before you guys move in, like your priority is to go and see each other. Like then once you're like in the same bed together like every night and stuff, like you do just start to naturally like prioritize your time towards other things, like and it's like it's something that I'm like really conscious of now. Like when I'm doing my schedule for the week and I look and I see like back to back things, I'm like, right, okay, but I need like at least 2 evenings, three, like in during the week, during the Monday to Friday, where like I can just sit at home and sit on the couch with Simone, and even if like she's just crocheting and I'm in my office doing music stuff, or if we're watching a show together or cooking or whatever, like it's important just to have that time where we're both like available to each other and not like rehearsing or doing gigs or record the podcast or whatever. Like no, it's like it's more just like kind of being available to each other, like.
I was trying not to laugh there when you said Simone was crocheting because I have a mate over here in Switzerland and she sent a video on her to me today of her watering one of her plants and she's big into knitting as well. And I said, what is it with like 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds now getting mad into knitting and buying flowers and like walking past the garden and being like, you know what, that's a nice garden. That's like, I like that flower bed. Like I feel like we're going the opposite direction to where we would have been years ago where like it's not the same. Everyone's interests are not the same as they were before. Like it's not
Yeah,
like all the lads. Oh yeah, sure. Did you watch the football match? Or now people are getting niche with their fucking interests.
yeah, yeah. No, it's the simple things in
It's
life, man.
impressive though. It's impressive though. Have you ever seen like someone like doing crochet and knitting? Like
I
man,
Simone crochets every evening. Yeah, I see it constantly.
yeah. How they move
It
them
looks
wrists, man.
so technical and like mad.
There's definitely like a Pep Guardiola crochet. Like there's got to be like some kind of world class crocheter out there. If you are, let
Yeah.
us know. Yeah. Let us know. Let us know the tips. Maybe we should,
No,
me
we
and
need a
Shaun should do an
distance
episode.
lemon knitted
Yeah,
jumper
yeah, yeah.
for the wind.
I
It's
would
getting
love
cold.
that. That would be sick. I'd love a beanie, like a little distance element beanie. That'd be vibe.
Hit us up for distance lemon merch coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon, coming soon. Yeah, so yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be back. I feel like we're in a good spot now after the break. I think like we and Sean were talking about before, not that the podcast had become repetitive, but like I feel like this break was nice for us to plan for like where the podcast is going and where we are now. Of course, like Sean said, there we're a year older now and we're taking by, and it's just crazy to think that I'm here 2 years now, like in
Mm,
Switzerland, and to think that we'd only started the podcast in
January,
February,
February.
wasn't it? February, January,
I think
February.
yeah, I think
So
our first. I think we recorded the first one in January, but I think it came out in February. Like it was like at the end
February,
of.
yeah. So
Mad.
be interesting to see even now where we are like a year from now as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
well, good to be
true,
back. Good
true
to be
that.
back.
I have to say, like, I really, really enjoyed my time in Donegal.
Hmm.
I can't actually talk, and I wasn't like super excited because it's a work trip, like so there's always that whole like oh it's work and blah blah blah. But Donegal is so nice. The food up there was lovely. Everyone was so sound, and I was like saying to people like there was lots of like we were going up for like a conference and there was a lot of people from like America and Canada and the UK and like different parts of the world that had flown in for this, like and like I was like, Jesus, like this is what people should go and see in Ireland. Like if there's people who are coming to Ireland for the first time, like this is where you should go. Go to the likes of Letterkenny and Donegal, or go to Dingle, or Killarney, or Cork, or whatever. Like like I'd nearly say like Dublin's good, like but Dublin's like probably like the last stop you should make. Like fly into Dublin, go everywhere, and then like do your last 2 days in Dublin. Like I had a pretty cool thing on one of the nights. As a lot of you will know, I don't drink. I'm actually 7 years sober as of last week.
Per
So
period.
yeah, flex. So yeah, I was there, and like what would always happen is we would get off the bus and go to like the afters thing, and everyone was straight to the bar because the bars were free bars
Of
most of the time.
course. Yeah.
So everyone's going there, and I'd just be like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Like I'll get me Coke Zero when I get me Coke Zero. Like I'm not too like I only drink when I'm thirsty. Like.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, right, okay, and I went. I could smell something nice, and I walked outside, and they always were having like these things for like the local area. Like it was kind of like a tapas style thing for like the local restaurants, and it would be different themed every night. And there was this
Nice.
butcher who was doing like a slowly braised beef taco,
Oh yeah.
and they also were doing like a surf and turf like
Yeah, yeah.
slider
That's
thing,
hot.
and there was some paella.
Oh
I
yeah.
was in. They are like my three favorite fucking foods. Like, oh
What
my
a
god,
combination. That
what?
is.
And the queue for the bar is like half an hour long because there's like 100 people in this queue. Because it's free, everyone's there. Like on like even the soft drinks are free. Because I go to these things for my job, like probably like once every month or two. Like not like a conference to that extent, but there's usually some event on, or we're putting on a thing, and it's always free wine and maybe a free beer. There's never free soft drinks or free whiskeys or like that. This whole
No,
thing
no.
was free. I was like, lovely.
Nice.
But
Nice.
they all jumped in that queue and I filled up on this stuff. But it was so nice, and I was chatting to the fella who like ran the stall and stuff like him because he was could see I was enjoying myself and I was just waffling away to him, and he was chatting to me, and turns out he was from Donegal, but he used to live in Mahudert.
Yeah, Village of Ireland. I've said this so many times. I
Which is
swear,
just
man.
crazy, like.
It's mad. Like you could go to the end of the earth and you'll still find someone who's either from your local area or knows your granny or knows the local shop. It's insane. I
Mm,
still can't understand it. And like every time I go abroad, you'll meet someone that knows your cousin, your auntie, your uncle. It's so weird. Them
yeah.
corporate events seem though sick. Like I've never worked for I've worked for a couple of major companies, but I've never worked for like any kind of agency where they've put on corporate events or anything like that. So I would be really intrigued to see how the layout is. Like I've seen like Nicola went to there last year for her work Christmas event, and like the layout of it was class. Like they had
Mm,
bands, they had DJs, free drinks, free food. Like the layout was insane. But
yeah.
that seems like a well-oiled engine, the way
Yeah,
that was
and
done.
it's weird. Like it was such like the first night for me was like really like, oh, do you know what's actually so funny, right? So the first night was like a bit like I find with these type of work things, you'll either and this can be very based on the night and the host and the event and blah blah. But they're very, you'll either love them or hate them. And like there was days on this Donegal thing where like I loved it, and then there was also like periods where I absolutely hated it. You know, um, and one part of that was so on the so this is actually a part that I loved. But on the first night, we got driven up to this kind of like hotel estate, kind of like the Johnson estate in Kildare sort of vibe.
Nice.
And we were brought, and there was like this like really lovely natural wild park, and there was loads of like animals native to Ireland, and there was hawks there,
No way.
right? So your man's doing a demonstration, and like there's one of the hawks that just like isn't really listening and has been a bit of a brat, right? So he goes off and he does his demo, and it starts to kind of rain a little bit. So they go, "Oh guys, we want to do a group photo." So they get a
Right.
drone. They get a drone and put the drone up, but the hawk attacked the drone and caught it.
No way.
And so like it's like everyone just like, okay, everyone look up here and smile at the drone. And as we all just like look up like that, this hawk just fucking whacks it
Rams the drone.
and takes it down.
No
Like
way.
the drone's done. Like
Oh, no way.
because the hawk thinks it's food, like, or it's like it's something that it's meant to prey, you
Oh,
know.
I'll be
And like
raging.
it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in
Oh man,
person.
I'll
Like
be
it was like,
raging.
oh, the fella who owned the equipment
Yeah.
was human. Imagine
I don't
being,
think people how understand how expensive drones are,
yeah.
and like especially the good quality ones. Like you're talking like a fair few grand.
Oh, this thing
Like,
was at least a
jeez.
couple of grand. Like this was a
Oh,
pricey drone. Like,
rip.
and that was really funny. But then like to contrast that, then that evening was grand, and then they actually had like a local guitar maker. So I went in and I
Oh,
was chatting
class.
to the guys, and I was playing the guitars, and they like once everyone had like moved on from that section, I was just there still talking guitar stuff. And they let me play the guitars and like plug into the PA and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, it was a guitar that was totally made out of carbon fiber,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which
You're in
was
your
really."
element here.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was nerding out so much. I was like, "Yeah,
It
this is
was
grand."
rock hard the whole time.
And then contrasting to that, then on the bus home, it was full of a bunch of like English and Americans like drunk singing like Irish, a mix
Trad
of like
songs,
Irish,
folklore.
yeah, a mix of trying to do that and then like also trying to sing like the most basic like radio pop songs,
Okay,
like a lot
okay.
of Ed Sheeran, and there was some
Yeah, yeah,
Oasis,
yeah.
and like that for me was like when my coworkers looked over me, I was like, I am very
Yeah,
overstimulated right now, lads. I am
yeah.
not having a good time because
Time
everybody
for
else is on
bed.
a buzz. Like they were all
Yeah,
10
yeah,
drinks deep, and there I was on two Coke Zeros and a high on playing guitar for the evening. Like, you know,
yeah. What a niche profession though, isn't it?
yeah.
Like that's how did you talk like how did he even get into that line of work? Surely that's like a family owned thing, like where his father was working in that profession and that was passed down to him. Like that is so. I would love to find out his story of like how people get into these weird professions. I'm not saying that's weird, but like how did he get around to doing that? I would love to find out.
Which profession in particular are you talking about here?
The guy that makes the guitars.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd imagine it's like
Surely that's
that's the
like a
type of
family
background.
owned business, like or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Can't all be like Fender and Gibson and Gretchen. So I could
They
go on. I could go on and on, but like I'm gonna be real. Like I realize a lot of the people aren't gonna know a lot of my guitar nerdy talk. So, and I'm also like not the most knowledgeable when it comes to that sort of stuff. I'm fairly basic. Like, you know, I'm just like I love the wood and I love my tuner, and that's it.
Oh, Sean does love his wood.
Oh yes,
And
um,
sort of obviously Donegal is the spot then. So there you go.
Donegal's really good. And so the same night as that surf and turf butcher experience thing, we went to this place called Wild Ireland, which was basically like, think of a zoo, but instead of like them being encaptured, they're in their natural environments, and it's just made for you to be able to walk around, and
Okay.
it's all animals that are native to Ireland. So we got to
Nice.
go around and see like red foxes, and there
Few
was
hounds.
Atlantic wolfhound. There was wolfhounds, like the big fuckers. Like it was, and there was
They're huge.
bears as well,
Nice.
big 9 foot
And
bears,
lions.
and
Bears and
no,
lions and bears.
no, there
I'm
wasn't a
joking.
lion. I
I know,
think,
I was thinking the narrative thing.
but it was like that was really, really, and lynx as well. Those and like there was rabbits and hares. Like that was like really cool. I think I'd done something that I wasn't supposed to do, but like everybody was like back in like the tent and getting pissed, and like the tours hadn't started yet. And I just went out to the toilet, and I just saw that like you could just go, and I was like, "Fuck this, I'm going by myself." Like, so I just like literally strolled around the whole place in like my own company, like, with a bit
Nice.
of peace and quiet, and it was so nice. There was otters, there was the badgers, man. Badgers are so cool.
Badgers
Can I
are
putting that
class.
on record, man? Badgers are class.
Shout out to the Badgers. Build them
Yeah,
dams. We respect you.
but yeah, I have to say, I really enjoyed my day. I would say to anybody, if you're in Donegal, like that, like I would make it a priority to go to Wild Ireland and go on a good day, go on a nice day, because it started to piss rain halfway through
Well, no
my
surprise
little
there.
solo exhibition. But
No
it's
surprise there.
so cool.
There you go, lads. Shaun is the captain of Donegal. He's the main man of Donegal.
Yeah, no, I endorse it. Any
Yeah.
gigs going?
That's it. So the premise of this week's episode, lads, was to let you know where our podcast is going. And obviously myself, as like I said before, myself and Shaun were talking before the podcast has started for about, I'd say easily an hour. That could be wrong. And we
Yeah.
went back and forth with different ideas and where we're going. And we felt like the podcast, not that it was getting repetitive, but we felt like it needed to go in a different direction. And I feel like we've had a good chat there for about an hour about what we would like to see and what we want to talk about and stuff like that. And we have a couple of ideas that we wanted to throw out to you of like where the podcast is going to go. So, for example, we're going to keep the same format as we do with the introduction and closes. Our main man Shaun there on the mic will continue to do that for the way forward as we both enjoy. And I also like Shaun starting off because it's just a nice reminder to say, "Hey, I'm here, buddy. You too, man."
Got a face for the radio.
That's it. Got a face for the radio. And then we're kind of looking at now, we're going to talk about, we felt like where we're asking each other about the podcast was kind of getting to this bit, the point, like, you don't want to be hearing me saying, ah, yeah, my week was grand and stuff like that. So there's a new concept, a new segment we're going to bring in, which is called Out of Context Weekly Scenarios. So, like Shaun said, for example, a good one there was, sorry, you can remind me there, Shaun. You said one there earlier about being in the shop.
Well, I did not. Now, if I say this now,
No, well, you're
this
gonna
is
have to
gonna
know. I
sound
put,
like a little
yeah,
racist. Like, no,
no,
this isn't
well,
the right. So,
wait, we have the counter already. We've said it. Beep.
by the way, I would have thought of something else. I'm being thrown on the spot
No,
because
no, no.
I was like to him, like, I was like, oh, let's do this thing. And I was like, oh, I could say something stupid. And I just thought of like what I was doing yesterday. I was like, oh, I was in a room full of 30 Indians yesterday.
Yeah, so there
That
you go.
and that
And
was
then
it. So yeah, I'll let Imran go now.
and then the premise of that is for me to find out what that highlight had happened within Shaun's scenario that week. So this is like an idea we're going to bring forward over the next couple of weeks, which I think is going to be really funny. And obviously we'll probably make it as weird as possible for and as hard as possible for the person to find out what had actually happened. Obviously, not every story is going to be amazing, folks, but I think that's a good way to start of Shaun being in a room with 30 Indians. Did you get an Indian, by the way, or is that just an
No,
example?
no,
Okay,
no.
okay. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
We'll let that to be
Um,
discussed further. Well,
yeah,
actually,
we'll
this
discuss.
could be a good demonstration if you want to try and guess why I was in the room.
Yeah, let's find out, lads. Let's find out why Shaun was in a room with 30 Indians.
30 plus, there could have been more.
There could have been more. There could have been more.
Could have been more.
And then we're looking at we're going to keep the topic of the week. I think it's something me and Shaun both enjoy. Obviously, it's going to differ from different weeks, and we still want to have a lot of premise on the idea of the podcast, which is the distance dilemma. So we'll still be talking a lot about Switzerland, a lot about Ireland, and different things we feel that should be talked about and stuff that we find interesting. So we're keeping that in. And then we're looking at talking about pop culture slash current affairs. I mean, just lots going on in Ireland at the moment. At the moment, if you're living under a rock, where the running for presidency is coming up, so that's something me and Shaun definitely want to be talking about. Obviously, it'd be interesting for me as well, living abroad and how that whole voting system goes. So that's just an example of stuff we'll be talking about. Also, shows, movies, stuff that we're interested in, and keep you folks entertained. And then a new segment that we're going to do on a trial premises, which I think a lot of good suggestions that came from actually people that have watched the podcast and that listen regularly. Is this concept of your distance dilemmas. So I'm also going to reach out to people. I've said it to Shaun myself. But if you're listening to this podcast, you can DM the Instagram page or reach us at distancedilemma@gmail.com. I'm pretty sure that's right, Sean. He can tell me
It's
if I'm wrong
the
there.
distance dilemma pod at
Ah,
gmail.com.
yeah, sorry.
If
I
you
think I say
do,
that wrong in every episode. So go on, yeah.
yeah. By the way, if anybody just wants to get the email, if you go to our Instagram, there's an option to just press the email button, or you could just send us a DM as well. So yeah, it's up to yourself. It's a free country, I'm sure, whatever it is, unless you're in Israel or America. But yeah,
There you go. And the whole concept of it is just like we're going to talk about your dilemmas. So you can go from telling us like one of your bosses is bullying you in work, and we'll talk about it, or it could be the end of the scale. Then it could be something else completely. You could be talking about, oh, I shot myself on the way to work. What am I going to do? Like it can be one end of the scale to the other, and I'm sure myself and Shaun will be adding dilemmas to it as well. So, yeah, look, all will be anonymous. Throw them in. We'll go through one each week and we'll discuss and we'll have a bit of crack. And yeah, so that's for the format now for the coming weeks, lads. I mean, I hope he's obviously we're still open to new ideas, new segments, new ideas. And again, we're just looking forward to the next part of where the podcast is going. And we seem happy enough to see what the future holds. There you
yeah,
go. There you go, lads. There you go.
yeah. Just a bit of a shake up. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy it.
That's it.
What's been like spewed on a good bit there about my experience in Bulgaria and Donegal. Like, what's been happening for you over the last couple of weeks? Like, is there
So,
anything?
yeah, so I was saying before, my uncle came over, Barry, as Sean knows him very well, and he was some crack having him over. We went one of the days. So the Ryder Cup is on, so he's mad into the golf. So we went to the pub to watch that in Bern, which is the city close next to us, and then I brought him to an ice hockey game, and Barry got to experience that, which was nice. He thought it was a lot slower than hurling, which it obviously is because it's the fastest field sport in the world. So I mean, again, like I'm trying to tell him the premises of that is different to where it is, but you know what the older folk are like. He's gonna hate me
Mm.
for saying that in the podcast, but yeah. And then I thought that's where the night was gonna end, but we ended up going back to my pub where I work. And we left there and went to the pub across the road after it closed. And my boss actually had said to me, "Would we want to do a lock-in in our pub?" Which I was like, "This is going to be gas. I'm going to bring Barry down." And plus, my manager is actually a big folk singer. His dad it was in a raw band growing up. So there's a lot of folklore singing and traditional singing in our pub. So it was really funny to see Barry being dragged along to sing trad songs. And it's funny because like you've never been in an environment with someone like that, like on a night out. Like I've never really been out with Darry before, so it was funny to see him a few points deep singing trad songs because I know that's
Mm.
his favorite type of music as well. And so it was a nice time having him over. But he was saying the next day it was the worst hangover of his life. Honestly, God bless the man. He didn't wake up till like
Every
3 o'clock the
hangover
next
is
day.
every worst hangover is your last hangover. Like the
Oh,
one
for
you've just
real.
gone. Like it's
Yeah.
never like, oh, there
It,
was this one in
yeah,
2019.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
no, it's always the one you've just recently had. That's always the
I, I
worst one.
I completely agree, but I can only imagine how bad a hangover is in your 50s. Like I can imagine on the body it's so much more worse and definitely
Yeah.
lasts longer. So drink responsibly, folks. Have your Ribena and your Coke Zero and enjoy yourself. There you go. But yeah, now I'm also back in college. And I think I said that prior before the podcast stuff. So I'm trying to get back into the nitty gritty of really studying and getting back into that routine. I'm trying to just do it 3 times a week. Again, it's only a 1 year course, so it's not too full on as like a 4 year course would be. So I'm enjoying that as well. And like I said before, now I'm going to Iceland in 2 weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. Getting all the stuff prepared. We order stuff like from Shein because like all this stuff is so expensive that you need to buy because we're going into the period where it's going to be snowing. You need like a lot of thermals and like the light switches. So like last
Mm.
night, like we put on the full like suit. We put like the thermals on, the ski bottoms on, the jacket, the gloves. We were just chilling in the house, looking at each other like, yeah, we look sick. But I'm kind of dreading now because I'm the only one that's driving the whole trip. So I need to like I haven't drove in like over a year, so it's gonna be weird that I'm driving an automatic for the first time and I'm driving in a different country. So it's gonna be a real like trial and error for the first couple of hours. But I feel
Yeah,
like
I do a few laps of a car park before you
yeah,
before
yeah,
you hit the
yeah.
roads.
I do feel like it is going to be like riding a bike. It's just going to take like a couple of hours to click back in again, like to feel comfortable. Of course, I'm probably sure I'm going to be very more aware of what's going on around me because I've got 3 other people in the car and I'm in a different country and it's snowing. So like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of things that come into place there. But thankfully, we got a good car and the insurance and all is full comp. So if anything, touch wood, nothing will happen. So I didn't
Yeah.
touch my knob there, by the way.
Very
Uh,
naughty.
I would be because I actually would be very curious though if that was the noise that my knob did make, like you know, hard wooden. Sorry guys, I'm
Do you
coming
know
back
what?
here in a very weird
You
manner.
as you like were saying that as well, I got an email and it was the Apple bling type of thing. So when you said that, the first thing I was like, that would be very weird if your knob did that.
When I was receiving emails once.
Yeah, it's its own 5G center.
Yeah, yeah, forward that on to me. Forward that on to me. Yeah, so that's what's happening in my life. So,
Yeah, I
you
had
know,
to do that drive to Donegal. That was so
that's a long
miserable. That
track.
was yeah. It was 4. I think the like actual time on the road was like just over 4 hours, but like it took us like 5.5 or something because like we stopped and we got food. But wait, like up and down, like I think we stopped 3 times in total, and like that's a mad drive. I was in the car on Wednesday. I was coming back from football and like I attempted to go to the gym on Monday morning, and I got there at 7 a.m. and the gym was still closed, and basically the staff had rang in sick. And they only had like 2 staff members, and like the building's huge, like they couldn't open it with just 2 staff. They needed more
Oh, right.
lifeguards and people to run the place and clean up and blah blah. So I had to go back. So I said, right, I'll go on Tuesday and Wednesday instead. So I went Tuesday, I went Wednesday morning, and then I was playing football on Wednesday evening. So by the time I finished the game of football, I was wrecked. Like my legs were in
Legs
bits,
are
my
busted.
whole body was like in bits. And like, do you ever have those moments when you're driving and you're just like chucking down the roads, and all of a sudden you become very aware that you're driving a car at like 100 kilometers per hour, and if you hit that and you're dead.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
had one
yeah.
of those moments where like I zoned in and was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I was not like it just like came over me. I was like, oh, what the fuck? And it's also like I get a bit nervous driving at night because the one time I've ever been pulled by the guards was at night,
At night time.
and also as well, I'm always scared because there's some fucking assholes on the road. There's people who are just wild and don't use their indicators and just change lanes and do their own agendas, right? And I always get like super scared when like massive like lorries pull up beside me.
Especially when you're in the middle of them. It's so
Yeah,
awkward.
yeah, and like I was going down, I was on the N7, and I was like darting down doing like 80 or 100 or whatever, and there was one in front of me and one to my left, and I was in the far right lane, so I had the wall to my like to the like the opposite side of the road to my right. I had this massive lorry to my left, and this in front, and another massive lorry in front of me. And I was like, I don't want to drive the car anymore. It's SpongeBob, no
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, it is. Like I know I think people actually have this misconception about even when you pass your license, like there is times where I still do be like a bit curious on the road. Like I've never
Yeah,
been like I would say like I am a comfortable driver, but I wouldn't say like there is times where I'm like, especially on a long drive, like your eyes and there is some I know this is so bad and you shouldn't be saying it like but like there is sometimes where like I'm on the road and if I'm driving for like more than 2 hours, I actually like sometimes like forget that I'm driving and I just like jump back up and I'm like, oh shit, I'm driving.
it's like your mind goes into autopilot.
Literally, you're just following the line and you're just staying right of and just carrying on.
Literally,
Mad.
yeah. Like I find though, like when I'm driving in places I know, that's worse. Like I find if I'm driving around Ballyfermot or Blanche,
Mm.
then I go into autopilot. Whereas like on the drive to Donegal, I was locked in the whole time, except when I was like on, if I was on a motorway or a national road where like I was going straight at 100 or 120 for like 20-30 minutes, then like yeah, fair enough. I'm just zoned out and I'm doing more singing than like locked in on my driving.
Carpool
Like
karaoke.
yeah, for sure.
I'm always as well, especially when I'm doing like them long drives down the country. Like I just feel like I'm always gonna miss an exit, and if you miss an exit, it can be like a whole hour to get back because there's no turn off point for you to get that. So like I'm the same. Like if I don't know where I'm going, I feel like I'm more aware and like more heightened to like all my surroundings. I'm like, okay, I need to be on the ball here. That's why I
Yeah.
feel like Iceland's going to be a big test on my driving because I'm driving in the country on the opposite side of the
Even the
road.
fact you're going
I don't know where
automatic
I'm
instead
going.
of manual is
I thought I
like
went with automatic because I feel like if I had to go with a manual, I'd have more things to think about. I actually asked like people's advice on this, and they were like, "Oh, definitely go automatic. It's simple. It's like just driving it. It's like driving a go-kart."
mhm.
But again, another one to the adventure. That's
This
it.
is probably a good time to mention why my camera setup is so
Oh
horrific for
yeah,
anybody who's
yeah,
watching
yeah.
right now, and it's quite like it's like it's affected my whole week. So when I was, as people would have known if they maybe they might have missed the episode, but anyway, who isn't caught up, I was in a car crash a few weeks ago. Betsy was written off as a result, blah blah blah. In
Rest in
that,
peace.
my phone was also damaged as well, but it wasn't that badly damaged. Like, it wasn't like screen was shattered. Gonna need to buy a new phone. Like, there was just a crack in the corner of the phone, and it was kind of going like it was a little bit deep in the top right corner, and like the crack went across the front camera. So if I like opened the front camera in certain lights, like it'd be really fuzzy and
Yeah.
stuff. So it was more just a bit inconvenient, but the phone was still usable, like, um, because like it when it got hit, like it just like flew off the thing. I think it whacked off my handbrake or something like that, and it broke. That's how it happened. And like I said, like it wasn't so bad that like I couldn't use the phone. So I've been putting off doing that, and because I was going to Donegal, and because I was going to Bulgaria and stuff, like I just didn't have the time.
You
And
needed it.
when you're sorting insurance out, they just ring you. Like, no, they don't. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
thing. A lot of it just it happens over recorded phone calls. Like, so I needed to have my phone there to take those calls. Like, so that by the time that came around, it was the end of August, and then it's like, right, okay, I have a week, and then I'm going to Donegal. So I said, right, I'm just gonna wait to get it done because I have insurance on my phone. I pay for insurance on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So I got
Big
back and I was
thinking.
like, right, okay, I've got like a week or two here where like it's not essential for me to have my phone on me.
Yeah.
So that's why it's off getting fixed now. But what's also kind of annoying about this, and I'm not sure if I've always gotten insurance, but I think I may not get insurance again just for this reason. It's like, right, okay, it was mostly covered. I only had to pay like 50 quid up front for the screen to be replaced.
Yeah.
But it's gone for like 5 to 7 working days, which is a
Bam.
big chunk. Whereas like if you go to a repair place, like if you say, "Oh yeah, I broke my phone, can you fix it?" It's a 1 day turnaround,
Yeah, yeah, it's very
and
quick.
it's like now you are paying like 300 or 400 quid for that, but at the same time, I've been paying 12 quid a month for almost 2 years. So that's like
It adds up.
240. It's probably just evened out. I've just paid the course of it throughout my contract, like. So yeah, that's why I haven't got a
Mm.
phone, and currently I'm on my iPad for any of my social media or any like it's so weird like sitting in bed like with the iPad and doing the big scroll. Like this iPad literally only gets used when we're on planes or on trains to watch films. Like it's a dinosaur of an iPad. Do you know how old this is? There's a button on the iPad. There's like
Oh
do you remember
God.
those? Do you remember the
Yeah.
buttons back in the day on the front? That's how
There we
old this
go,
thing is.
folks.
You know.
You're really
So
fitting into that category of the iPad kid.
oh, Simone has said to me I look like an iPad kid walking around
Yeah,
like
yeah,
scrolling
yeah.
TikTok, like.
Eating his
So
Crispos,
yeah,
his Crisp
but
Sambos.
it's real, and it was so. I was playing a gig last night, and we could not find parking for the life of us. We were struggling so badly to get parking in town, and I ended up being like 20 minutes late. Now I wasn't due on in those 20 minutes. He just said, "Oh, come up and just say hello, introductions, and do all
Yeah.
that sort of thing." Like. But like I was due to be there at 7:30. I didn't get there till like nearly like it was closer to 8 o'clock. And because like, but I couldn't even text him then and be like, "Mate, I'm just trying to find parking. I'm having a nightmare." You get like, I had to text him off Simone's phone, and he only saw it because he wouldn't have like known who Simone was. He only saw it like after I'd come in, so he was like, "Oh, I just saw your text now."
You should have rocked in with the iPad. They're like, sorry, man, they're trying to text you on this.
Yeah, but see, even like that, like I've no 5G on that, so like I have to like bring it into. Like, I haven't. I just leave it at home, and like I'm only using the internet at home. But like it feels like really weird. Like I had to drive to football, and I was like, if something happens to me to or from football, like and like because Monum wasn't playing, so I was just going by myself. Like I've no way of contacting Simone. I've no way of like if I get in a car crash, I've no way of like ringing an ambulance or whatever. It's just mad.
Inconvenience.
Yeah, you don't like, and I'm not. I wouldn't consider myself somebody who is like addicted to their phone by any means. Like I think I've got like healthy boundaries. Like I actively like I have my doom scroll time, of course, as we
Of
all do.
course,
But like
who doesn't? Who
like
time?
my phone is like a lot of convenience, like tracking my calories and you know my calendar and stuff, which like I still have on my Mac and my iPad anyway. Like but it's more just like quickly being able to assess things and being able to text people. Like.
Especially in the
Um.
content creation world as well. Like a lot of
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of your
man.
time is being spent doing content rather than spent being like doom scrolling or
Yeah,
calling or
exactly.
texting
Yeah. So like
people. Like,
I've not been able to like really like make new videos. I've just like I yes, I've probably noticed I've posted lots on my music stuff recently, but it's all been footage that's been posted before. Like, and it's just because I literally can't make anything new except the files. Like, I can obviously make new edits, and that's what I have been doing. Like, but like I can't just like go out and like shoot a new hi guys, I'm Shaun, blah blah. I can't make a new video like that. Like, I have to use what I already have. Like.
It's so hard, like, and you see it so much, like when your phone breaks or you have to get it fixed, is like how much we rely on it as well. Like I remember
Yeah.
for a while, like I didn't have a phone for like 3 days, but even for like basic things like buying a bus ticket, keeping in contact with your partner, ringing family, like it's
Mm,
such an inconvenience. It just shows how much we rely on it on a daily basis.
yeah. I was afraid I was gonna have
Mental.
to raw dog the gym without like music around.
Oh, the
But
worst.
like Apple to the rescue again.
Come on.
I was able to download my playlist to my Apple Watch, and then I was able to connect my Apple Watch to my headphones. I don't use the AirPods for the gym. I use like a pair of big headphones, and
Apple Flex.
I was able to connect. It's like the probably like the most useful thing my watch has given me, other than tracking my steps. You know.
I don't, and don't forget checking the time as well. It's so
Yeah,
funny as well when you ask
yeah, you do
people.
forget about that. Honestly, you do forget
It's
about
so
that.
funny, like you'll have someone who has like a 600 euro watch on, and you'll be like, "Oh, what time is it by any chance?" And you just whip out their phone. And you're like, "Mate, you literally have like he's probably spent like half a fucking on a car." Like,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, like. But it's probably a good spot to actually wrap up
yeah.
the
Speaking
podcast
of
as well.
timing, it's probably a good time
Speaking
to
of timing,
end the podcast.
nice short episode this week, though. Nice little introduction, a nice little
Yeah,
welcome
but
back
we
for
wanted to
everyone.
ease you back into it. We didn't want to go
That's it.
too
Big
heavy,
raw
so to
dog next
speak.
week. That's it.
Big
Beware.
rod.
Beware.
Bring lube.
We have made so many adult innuendos this week. It's actually insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
That the way
we're
you said that was giving like Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill,
Bro,
yeah.
your references are out of this world, bro. Your references are
Yeah.
crazy. That was
Crazy.
just the way something about the way you said that was just very that.
We're horny for more.
Oh yay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this is probably what it is to play. Do you know what I instinctively did there? I went and looked at the space where my camera usually is, where my
Oh,
phone usually is over
heartbreaking.
there. Like I went over there, and this is for the audio listeners isn't gonna be much, but like I like looked over to my left, and was like, shit, there's not a camera there, or there's
I'm
not my
actually
phone there.
buzzing to see what the camera quality of both our phones is gonna be like next week. Like I feel like we're gonna be elite next week. We're we're
Yeah,
like we're
it's
like
like it's gonna
we're near
be
playoff position.
it's gonna be Diary of a CEO, then
Yeah,
Distance Dilemma.
distance
Facts,
limit. Facts.
facts. There's no
Facts. Someone
almost
for you,
anything
Stephen.
to.
See you, Stephen. I'm on your ass.
Yeah, Stephen will be on in 2 weeks.
That's it.
Right, guys, thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Distance Dilemma podcast. This has been episode number 33 of our long distance friendship podcast. My name is Shaun. I'm in Dublin, Ireland. This has been Imran in Thun, Switzerland. Thank you very much, and we will see you again next week.
It's wonderful.